about this incredible concept on the Kingdompreneur call that I have on Sundays, where I had Dr. Myron Golden. We've been friends for over 40 decades, 40 years, and he talked about on the concept of, he just did a deal where in 35 minutes, I think it was $3 million worth of sales that he created, and people like, well, his success is because of his ability to sales, and because of his ability to lead and influence others. And he broke it all down, said, no, it's because of one main thing, and that's because when he does something, he takes in consideration, he takes the admonition of the Lord, where he said in Mark chapter number 5, where he said to the man whose daughter, and he said, fear not, but only believe. He said, fear not, but only believe, Mark chapter 5 and verse number 36. And as soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he said to the ruler of the synagogue, because this ruler of the synagogue had brought the daughter to get healed, and on the way there, Jesus got interrupted by another woman, with the issue of blood and so forth and some different things. And by that time, the word came, oh, it's too late now, she's dead. And Jesus said, no, be not afraid, only believe. And those know the story, of course, know that, they went there and they laughed. And he said, no, she's not dead, she's asleep. And so he puts them all out, puts the doubters out. Watch this now. And then raises the girl, because he knew ahead of time what he was going to do. See, and so when he said that only believe, again, I got to think of, well, how do we help people get to the place of only believing? And so that's what we're talking about. And by the way, I did put that replay up in the back office. You can dial in it, or you can just watch it in the Uplift office there, website, excuse me. I believe it'll bless you. So we said, if you're going to only believe, you got to only believe so you can get to the point where you only succeed. See, those who, just incredible, my friend, get to a place where you just, like Dr. C.A. Tinley said years ago when he wrote that song, if you trust and never doubt, he will surely bring you out. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. But so many times we're like the man that says, Lord, I believe, but help thou my unbelief. Well, that unbelief part, my friend, is the part that keeps back, because if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. And here, my friend, this group of folks, if we have people that will just only believe, don't allow the negativity, the thoughts to entertain. No, just only believe, then you can only succeed, because, my friend, we will achieve. So I said yesterday about several things. Number one, I said just make up your mind. Nehemiah 2:20, the God of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore, we, his servants, shall arise and build. When I make up my mind to do something, God orchestrates circumstances to align themselves in my favor. When I say I can't, my mind stops trying. But when I ask, how can I? My mind keeps searching till it finds a way. There's a way, and I will find it. And if not, by the grace of God, I'll invent it. We said number 2, doubt your doubts and believe God's belief. Come on, somebody. Doubt your doubts and believe God's belief. And again, my friend, stop plucking up in bad doubt what you've planted in good faith. Romans 14:23, the last part of that says, whatsoever is not of faith is sin. So you got to have, see, listen, my friend, I'm telling you, there's so many things that go undone simply because people, they don't have that only believe so they can only succeed. They've got that, well, kind of in, kind of out, that double-minded stuff. And my friend, we got to get to the place where we're like, no, I just only believe, so therefore I will only succeed. So, like I said, make up your mind. Number 2, then doubt your doubts, but believe God's beliefs. Years ago, they used to talk about a PMA, a positive mental attitude. And I came out with, I'm not interested in the PMA so much as I'm interested in a BMA, and that's a Bible mental attitude. And a Bible mental attitude is whether or not God thinks I can, he's right. Whether or not God says I can, he's right. And he calls me an overcomer. He calls me a conqueror. I said, number 3, exercise your determining factor power or your free will. There are things that are contributing factors, but no, you've got to understand you and you alone are the determining factor, so you can determine. Stop waiting for something outside of you. Stop waiting for somebody else, and realize, take full responsibility, respond with ability, and just, my friend, believe. And then here we go now, 4, concentrate on your creative and cultivating power. Oh, this is good right here. I said concentrate on your creative and cultivating power. We're talking about how you can get to a place where you only believe, therefore you can only succeed. And if you will concentrate on your creative and cultivating power. Now, God, when he created in the beginning, first of all, he created creation, right? The sun, the moon, the stars, and so forth. And then he created creatures, right? All the animals. And then, by the way, we're not animals, so we're not part of that group. So number one, he created creation. Number two, he created creatures. But then number three, he created a co-creator and cultivator. Come on, somebody. He created, number three, a co-creator and cultivator, and that's you and I. That's what he made Adam. And he said, now, I'm put you in the garden to dress it, to keep it, and so forth. And watch this now. I'm going to make you in my own image, in my own likeness. And so watch this. So exercise, concentrate on your creative and cultivating power. See, by the way, everything in life worth doing was at one time declared impossible before it was done. Thus, you must have a breakthrough mindset. And the breakthrough mindset is the one that only believes. It's like, look, the sun rises in the east, sets in the west, the Pope's Catholic, and I'm going to do this thing. It's going to be done. So listen, my friend, God says, listen, I make the garden. I made the animals, but Adam, you will name the animals. And Adam, you're going to cultivate that garden and make it do even more. And so, Adam, just like I created, I give you the same ability. And you can create things, and you cultivate and you create. And so, listen, my friend, I'm telling you, so many people live below their privileges, but you can't, listen, your creative power, you have to only believe. You can't be in this wishy-washy. No, you got to get to the place where you only believe, and you can do that, my friend, when you understand the power that you really have. Number 5, focus on what you want to break to. Focus on what you want to break to. And of course, you know my acronym for focus, right? Firmly on course until successful, not firmly on course until stressful. See, the only believe so you can only succeed says, listen, I'm so focused. I'm just firmly on course until successful. It doesn't work this way, I go that way. Listen, my end objective is what's going to be the thing, and I'm getting there. So it doesn't matter about this barrier. I'm going over it, around it, under it, or through it. It doesn't matter. And I keep saying, my friend, people don't understand this, but I think this is the most powerful message I've ever given to people when I tell them that barriers were only made to stop those who are not sincere. Barriers were only made to stop those who are not committed. But to those of us who are sincerely committed, barriers, listen, you are committed. You've been on these calls day after day after day. Sincerely committed, sincere, and you mean what? Listen, to those of us who are sincerely committed, barriers were made to be broken. I said barriers were made to be broken. Now, I didn't say they would be easy, but it will be worth it. By the way, you know, I always say everything in life gets easier a long time after it's hard. We just got to get you to commit to the hard part. And thank God for many of you leaders who are committed. And you're here, but I'm saying let's don't be here in doubt. Let's be here with a belief. Jesus said, "Fear not, only believe." Don't focus on your fears, but focus on your belief. I love what Willie Tubbs. He said the acronym for believe is because Emmanuel lives, I expect victory every day. And I said, well, I like to put it and change it just a little bit. Because Emmanuel lives, I experience victory in every way. Come on, somebody. I mean, watch this, my friend. Do you understand the God of the universe? Psalm 56:9, when I cry unto thee, then shall my enemies turn their back. This I know, for God is for me. Man, when I realized that truth years ago, I'm talking about, it's incredible, my friend, when you realize, I mean, when I was younger, now my older brother, when I was younger, if I couldn't whoop you, I get my older brother on you, right? Get one of my big cousins on you. And I tell you, and knowing that the Lord is behind you, and Lord's on your side, he's backing you, my friend. If you're in his will, following his plan, listen, my friend, you've got to understand how powerful, I'm telling you. So focus on what you want to break to. Because again, many people, I ask them, what do you want? And they keep telling me what they don't want. I'm like, no, that's not the question. The question is, what do you want? And, I don't want, no. You got to know what you want. So you got to be focused on where you're going. So in other words, to have a breakthrough, you got to focus on what you're breaking to. So I'm Dr. Stan Harris. They call me Dr. Breakthrough, and I've got the break to message. In other words, empowering people to break to their success. And remember, I educate, empower, and elevate people to break through any barrier that would hinder their success. And I do this by empowering them to break to the best version, or at least a better version of themselves. So focus on what you want to break to. See, stop giving, watch this now, this is so good. Stop giving lip service, stop giving just lip service, and start adding life service. Oh, that's good. Can I say that again? I said stop giving just lip service. And don't get me wrong, lip service is good, but you got to go beyond that. You got to give life service. So it's not just saying something, then it's seeing it come to pass. It's not just saying something, it's doing something. Remember, faith without works is dead. So watch this, my friend. So focus on what you want to break to. And if you're focused on breaking to, giving value to others, if you're focused on breaking to, my friend, watch this now, bringing great value. Like my mentor, Bill Bailey, said, if you bring enough value to the marketplace, you can help or receive value from the marketplace. So when you know you have something of value, when you know you have something that's valuable, when you know you have something that could change people's lives and eventually change the world, my friend, focus on what you're breaking to, not what you're going through. That is good, good, good. Again, Psalm 66:12 was alluded earlier, but thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but, watch this now, see, but cancels out everything that goes before it. But thou broughtest us out into a wealthy place. See, the folks who only succeed are the ones who only believe in the fact that they're going to the wealthy place. They don't get all messed up about, well, thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. And so, okay, folks have been elevated above us that we know don't deserve to be there and going through the fire and feel like he burnt to a crisp. No, they don't focus on the fire and then about to be drowned. They don't focus on the water. What are they doing? They're focused on what they're breaking to. They're going, I'm breaking to my wealthy place. And on my way to my wealthy place, other folks may be exalted above me. On the way to my wealthy place, I may feel like I'm burnt to a shred. On my way to my wealthy place, I may be drowning. But my friend, I'm keep on swimming, keep on stroking. Why? Because I'm on my way to my wealthy place. See, when you get so focused on what you're breaking to, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of your faith, who for the joy that was set before him, in other words, he was breaking to, he endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down on the right hand. You got to be focused on what you're breaking to, my friend. So focused on what you're breaking to, you don't even pay attention. This weekend where I was speaking in Destin, Florida, and last weekend before last I was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This weekend in Destin, Florida. Next weekend I'll be in Tampa. But the bricks I normally break are 2-inch bricks, are 2 inches by 8 inches wide and 16 inches long. So instead of having the 2-inch bricks, they only had 4-inch bricks. So man, I got them things, I stacked them things up. But again, the same principle, my friend, instead of hitting that bricks, I focus on breaking or putting my hand 3 inches below the bricks, right? And my friend, I hit them things, I'm telling you. But then I got called out 10 people, I said, from the audience, who's never broken a board. And all the way from a 9-year-old child all the way up to a 64-year-old man. I brought him up, taught him some principles, and I had him right on the board, the thing that seems like it's holding them back. And I'm like, now I want you to forget about the board. And I put my hand 3 inches below the board. I said, all I want you to do is hit my hand. Just swing till you hit my hand. Forget everything. Just hit my hand. And every last one of them never had a lesson, my friend. But guess what? Listen, broke through that board. Why? Because they wasn't focusing on the board. If you focus on the board, you start wondering, can I do this? This is kind of hard. I don't know but no, just focus on breaking to my hand. And I said, by the way, I wouldn't have you do this unless I already know you could do it. And the way I know you can do it is because somebody believed in me and got me to do things I didn't think I could do, but they knew I could because their belief system. And I'm telling you, my friend, I'm telling you that when you get a group of people who are so focused on what they're breaking to, I'm not saying being totally unaware of what you're going through. I'm not trying to minimize the pain that you're suffering now. I'm not trying to minimize the fire that you're in. I'm not trying to minimize the water that seems to be drowning you. I'm not minimizing that. I'm just saying let's maximize the wealthy place experience that you're on your way to. And the folks that make it to the wealthy place are the ones who focus on the wealthy place. The ones who end up not making it are the ones, my friend, who focus so much on that fire, focus so much on everything else. No, focus on what you want to break to. And when you focus on what you want to break to, my friend, then all of a sudden you can only believe. David said, I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. It was so hard. It was so rough. I'd have never made it. But you know what? But I just believed to see. So I knew I was going to see a breakthrough. I knew something was going to happen. Didn't know when, didn't know how long, didn't know how hard, but I was committed. I was just focused on what I was breaking to. And my friend, if you want to have that kind of only believe faith where you can only succeed, then my friend, you're going to have to focus on what you want to break to and go beyond just giving lip service, but giving life service, walking it out, acting it out, my friend. And then practice Philippians, number 6, practice Philippians 4:8. Whatsoever things are true and just and lovely and so forth and of good report, if there be any virtue, be any praise, think on these things. See, practice Philippians 4:8. In other words, he's telling you, you only think on things that are true, things that are honest. See the pain that you're going through, to you it seems like it's true, but it's not truth, right? Truth. I mean, doesn't change, but what's true is dynamic. It can change, right? I mean, I was in Florida, that was true, but now I'm back in Texas, right? And I will be. So what I'm saying is this, my friend. Yeah, you might be going through the pain. Yes, it may look very dull and dismal right now. Yes, it may not look promising right now. But again, that's the deal, my friend. When you only believe, you can't go based on your eyes. Like the servant, Elisha said, Lord, open his eyes. And when the servant's eyes was open, he said, oh, wait a minute. Okay, now I see. See, we get so focused on the things that we can see with the physical eye that we forget, my friend, this physical world sits on top of an invisible world. Come on, somebody. And that's the real thing, but it takes eyes to be open eyes of faith. And so if you only think on things that are true and things that are just and lovely and of good report, in other words, you're blocking all the negativity out of your mind. See, if Jairus, if he'd have listened to these folks talking about, oh, your daughter's dead now, it's too late. Jesus said, no, fear not, only believe. Right? Don't give fear space in your mind. Listen, stop allowing things to be rented in your mind. That's why, again, the mental self-defense, learning how to defend yourself against your greatest opponent, which is your undisciplined or your subconscious mind. You got to take that greatest opponent and make it the greatest ally. And I'm telling you, my friend, but some people, their mind it's like torture because they like, well, I want to, but I'm not sure. And I'm like, listen, stop all that. Get focused on what you want to break to, my friend, and have your face like a flint. And I'm telling you, my friend, so again, practice Philippians 4:8. Is it true? Is it just? Is it lovely? Is it honest? Is it of good report? Right? Now, so stop allowing this other stuff to have space in your mind when actually it's trying to kick you out. Right? And then lastly, realize good desires come from God. Realize that good desires come from God. See, if you have a desire to grow, if you have a desire to increase, that came from God. I make no bones about it. If you've got a good desire that's going to bless you and other people, that's a desire that came from God. Well, the bird desires flies as high as it can. Where did it get that desire from? Got it from Almighty God. Fish swims as much as it could. Where does it get that desire? Gets it from God. Listen, my friend, the desire you have to succeed, the desire you have to take care of your family, the desire you have to rise and to increase, that came from. So listen, my friend, recognize and realize that. So believe in that, my friend, and it will come to pass. But in the meantime, you have to break through some things. A great and effectual door is open unto me, but there are many adversaries. Stop focusing on the adversaries and focus on the open door. And my friend, and just keep going that way. And when you do, my friend, then you have that only believe kind of faith. And when you have that only believe kind of faith, you can only succeed, my friend, and you're going to achieve. I close with this. My definition of hope. See, people use hope in a very careless way, but hope is a well-founded, well-grounded expectation of the future. I said hope is a well-founded, well-grounded expectation of the future, and hope makes me live today as if tomorrow were yesterday. And so the thought I close out with is, are you in love enough with your future to let go of your past and not to be distracted by your present. Say